Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Today I wanted to make an episode talking all about photo projects, why I think they're super important and every photographer should have a project going. 3 key things I think you can learn from having a photo project, and then I want to talk about the current project I'm working on and the evolution of that project, and how all these lessons, 3 lessons I want to talk about, have sort of tied in to helping me get on track to really finding something I'm passionate about and something I'm excited to get out and shoot. So the first and big one, guys, that I think a lot of people don't talk about is having a photo project teaches you the importance of planning and research. When you're thinking about starting a photo project, research has got to be the first place you go to, not looking at other people's work on Instagram and trying to copy that, or finding a certain style or deciding which camera to use. Research has to be your first go. Has the work been done before? Has the project been completed by someone else to that exact specifications? You need to find out if what you want to complete is, in the same scope. Is it similar? Can you learn lessons from other people who may have done similar work in the past? You need to know about copyright, guys. If you're going to endeavor to take on a photo project, with wanting to, maybe create a book at the end or have some kind of gallery showing, something like that, you need to look at copyright. You need to look at, has the work been done before? Is it copyrighted? Are you going to be infringing upon anybody else's work by publishing this own work of yourself? If it's a direct comparison, it has happened in the past. Some people can be petty when it comes to things like this, guys, and they will try and sue you. So make sure you do your due diligence. A big one, guys, is accessibility. Can you get access? Is it possible to even get access to go to the places you might want to shoot, to access to photograph the people you might want to shoot? Are you allowed to go there? Is it illegal? If it is illegal and you go there and take photos and publish them anyway, are you going to get in trouble for that? So you really need to look at accessibility. If you're planning on competing photo work in another country, you need to have a fixer, like a guide, a local person who knows the insides and outsides. That can be, a make or break sort of thing when you're traveling overseas. If you're trying to get access, if you don't have anyone in the know, you will not be able to get into those places. And the last reason for research, guys, is all important, and that's inspiration. For me personally, I draw a lot of inspiration on this current project from Stephen Shaw and Alex Soth. So looking at their books and works they've completed in the past definitely gives me inspiration and motivation to get out and continue my own personal project. Another thing that I think a photo project is very, very important for photographers is, guys, it helps you find your photographic style. It helps you find what you like to shoot, what you want to shoot, and what you want to pursue in the future. When I first started photography, guys, I probably did what a lot of you guys did out there. I was only interested in taking pretty pictures of landscapes and sunsets. And now, while a lot of people still do that, and I've definitely moved away from that sort of work, and some of it is amazing and beautiful, travel photography has its place. I've moved more now into the documentary, contemporary style of photography, I would say, and that's definitely where I found, my home. That's where I want to be. I want to work on projects like that. But if I hadn't started taking landscape photos and then hadn't started taking surf photography photos in the water, and then wanting to create my surf photography book, which was a mixture of surf and documentary style work of my local area, which led me to want to do more documentary work, which is currently the project I'm more working on now, that sort of style. If I didn't start somewhere and trial and error, I wouldn't be where I am now, knowing exactly what I like and what I want to go out and pursue project-wise. Also, in finding your style, guys, I think having a project definitely helps you narrow down the type of gear and the equipment you want to use. Now, within film photography, guys, and digital photography, there's many different routes you can go. Me personally, like a lot of people, I started with 35mm. This project I'm shooting now is all on medium format, whether it be 6x6 or 6.7. But I had to start, shooting 35mm, and the surf photography work was, partly with a Nikonos camera underwater. Then I moved up to, my F100 and F6 in a dedicated water housing. It was just that progression of finding the right tools. Like the Nikonos was fantastic to start with for that project, but it didn't cut the mustard when I started to get more serious, so I had to upgrade. Likewise with the work I'm doing now, some mini projects I've shot in the past are all 35mm black and white. whereas this project definitely lends it to medium format with the extra tonality and resolution that comes with shooting a larger negative. That's where I'm at now because this is the right tool from the job, but I had to start at point A to get to point B. And the last reason I think it's super important, guys, to have a photo project or have some kind of photography desires, whether it be an actual pen to paper project that you're pursuing, or whether it be an ideas that you've jotted down in a notepad for a rainy day going, one day I do want to start that. One day I want to go there and do this, etc. It's really important to have that to keep you motivated. I know a lot of people who have fallen by the wayside with photography. They've started shooting, they've gotten right in, they've gone full tilt. I know people who have come in guns blazing, guys, and gone and bought Leicas, Mamiya 7s, you name it, the best of the best gear that everyone lusts after. And then they've sort of gone, oh, well, there's nothing I really want to shoot anymore, or, oh, well, everything's been done. There's no point in me shooting that. Other people have done it, etc. And they've just lost the motivation or the will to continue photographing. Me personally, having this project now, I definitely feel more motivated than I have since probably 2020 or 2019 when I finished the surf project book. I haven't been this excited and motivated since then, and that's all with finding this new project that I'm pursuing, which we're going to dive into next. And I'm going to spill the beans a little bit. Don't want to talk about too much and show too many photos, but that's what we're going to next. We're going to, how the lessons I was just talking about have helped me find, and I hope I've kind of segued into it already, but helped me find where I am now, how the progression started, and what the current project is and what it's about. So my current photo project is all about the Blackwood catchment area here in Western Australia, in the southern part of Western Australia. It's divided into 3 regions, hence the research part. It's a massive undertaking. It's a couple hundred kilometers, several hundreds of kilometers to cover on a diagonal running from north to south, northeast to southwest. Through the bottom part of Western Australia. It starts in the wheat belt and it goes through the forest area, and then it empties out into the ocean. It's a huge section. I'll put a map up for you guys to see. But the Blackwood catchment area is massive, and I'm sort of essentially doing something that started with this project here. So this little project here, this little zine I made called One Day on Route 30 that I made back in 2017, just covers a stretch of highway between Perth and Albany that I did put a map on the front cover that you guys can see here. It's about a 450 kilometer stretch of highway, and it was just documenting. It was all 35mm snapshots on my Leica M7, following the road and stopping over and pulling over and shooting. Now, this was just a test blurb, test book. That'll never see the light of day, but what that did was, it gave me the foundation of, okay, well, I really like this sort of work and I want to pursue it and take it more seriously. Now, 35mm quality wasn't good enough, so I stepped up and the project became 30 South because it's, One Day on Route 30. Then I thought 30 South, we're heading south. Play on words, I don't know, and then the work started to take more of a documentary style turn, whereas I was, photographing, you name it, everything. A lot of the old roadhouses, things like this that are gone now, they're no longer there anymore. And the project took more of a documentary style of aspect to it. Now, part of this work will be included in the final, Blackwood catchment region project that I'm now working on, because about halfway along this road is the start of the Blackwood catchment. So there's a few country towns like Kojonup, Arthur River, where some of my favourite work was shot that will be included. Unfortunately, some of the other work that's in here wasn't in those areas, and I can't include it if I'm being honest to myself and true to the work. But I started here, and I've done my research, and I know certain towns. And then the most recent work you might have seen if you follow me on Instagram was another recent trip me and my wife took with the boys. It was a work trip for her, and I got to get a bit of photography in while we were traveling through the middle part of the Blackwood catchment. I still have a lot more to explore, but I am super motivated to continue this project, and it is more of a documentary contemporary style project involving a lot of portraits, environmental portraits, and places along the way. And like I said, finding out what gear I want to use, guys. This project is all going to be shot on 6x6 or 6x7. Even if I'm shooting on 6x6, I've found that the 4x5 aspect ratio really lends itself well to books, or the 6:7 aspect ratio as well. So even stuff that I'll be shooting on my Hasselblad will be cropped, or I'll be shooting with the Mamiya RZ as well, 6x7, or RB, whichever I decide to pick up. But doing my research, finding out which gear I want to shoot, starting at point A, finding out what I liked, but I want to move further away and find to this, it's all helped, all those lessons have helped me come to the current body of work I'm trying to complete now. And I'm so excited and so motivated to continue that work. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you got a bit of enjoyment out of this, and maybe it gave you a reason to get out and start a photographic project of your own, or at least look back and maybe continue on with a few projects that may have fallen by the wayside. Anyway, until then, stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.